What's up, everybody? It's your girl vibing with Nate, and I'm back again with another lit reaction video, guys. It is 7:15, 7:20 in the morning, and I am on it. Um, y'all, let's get straight off into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the post notice so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. Guys, let's get straight off into this video. This morning, I wake up and I get a notification that uh, Kevin Wesley has put Dwight Howard's sister on his platform. So I went over to listen to what she had to say. Let's get into what she said, and then I'm going to come back afterward and we're going to talk about it. So, y'all sit back and listen.
This particular situation, which is very important in things that was stated, like I can actually speak for. Um, um, Royce spoke about my brother and I being molested by my oldest brother. First of all, I want to say that I'm Dwight's older sister. Um, I'm about 7 years older than Dwight. When this happened to me, and I did speak with Royce about this, we spoke in, confidentiality. Royce was my friend, has been a friend of mine. I always looked at her as a friend. My brother's baby's mothers, or the mother of their kids, I try to keep a cordial relationship with as an auntie. Like, because I'm a single mom myself, so like there are some things that I do understand, and then there's just some things that I don't understand at all that's going on right now. But this particular situation, early in the relationship between me and Royce, this was even before she had her son. Me and her spoke just about like family dynamics. And this is something that did happen to me, not Dwight. Dwight was not even born when this happened. And this is just something that it really set hard with me, on my heart, because it's important, like it I feel like if somebody tells one lie, you know what I'm saying, then it opens the doors for other lies for people to tell. And if you can take something as unique as this situation, and then like broadcast it on social media, and then it not even be true, like that's disheartening for me, which tells me that there could possibly be other lies that have been told about different situations. I have no problem speaking on my testimony. Like, this literally is my testimony. I feel like I turned out to be a really good person, a great person. All of us have our flaws, but like this is something that did happen, within my life. So I'm not really afraid to speak on it. And the fact that it was kind of, like blurted out on social media, like I didn't like that, but still it wasn't anything that made me like fold up. I work with kids on a daily basis. I've been doing that all my life.
Mm-hmm.
And because of my situation, because of my testimony, I'm able to have a special bond with people who I just have a discernment because of whatever happened to me. I kind of, like I can feel it, like it's just like a nurturing, a mother instinct that comes over me immediately when I see like, okay, it's something's going wrong. And, like, right, as she said, as a mandated reporter, like I'm either going to talk to that kid or go back and talk to the counselor, because I'm not the counselor. So as a teacher, I am a mandated reporter, but like sometimes you are able to get that rapport with a kid because they might not even, say anything. Like, if you would have saw me as a kid, you would have never thought that, my brother raped me. And I wasn't molested. I was raped. My brother, my older brother, my daddy had a kid at 14 years old. My brother did not stay in Atlanta. He stayed in New York at the time. He stayed in
Wow.
New York. He when this happened to me, I was 6 years old. And it's so funny, me and Royce talked about this because, like the other half of the story is that she told me, well, gosh, this happens in a lot of black families because this also happened to me on my side of family. So
Oh
it's
my
not like,
God.
okay, you've been around Dwight's family and like both of you and your brother been molested, and now my son is doing things. She actually told me, we shared this over with each other, that this happened to her and this happened to me. Dwight was not even born. He didn't even meet my brother until, because like I said, my brother stayed in New York, Long Island, New York. So my daddy didn't raise him. He only came down for summers. And really that summer started when I was about 6 years old. So like you can imagine him, probably, I think he was probably about 14 at the time. Yeah, I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He probably about 8 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So he came down to visit at the time this summer. So my dad is trying to get his son back in his life. So, usually he didn't come down every summer. This is probably the first summer that he did come down. So my parents are expecting, hey, we're going to go to work and we're going to
Oh my God. What is that?
molested. And now my son is doing things. She actually told me, we shared this over with each other, that this happened to her and this happened to me. Dwight was not even born. He didn't even meet my brother until, because like I said, my brother stayed in New York, Long Island, New York. So my daddy didn't raise him. He only came down for summers. And you can imagine him, probably, I think he was probably about 14 at the time. Yeah, I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He probably about 8 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
So he came down to visit at the time this summer. So my dad is trying to get his son back in his life. So, usually he didn't come down every summer. This is probably the first summer that he did come down. So my parents are expecting, hey, we're going to go to work and we're going to leave her here with, her brother. And, he's going to look out for her. Boom, boom, boom. But little did they know that, this would happen. Now, I do understand that there are women that go through this and they don't say anything, because for the longest, I didn't say anything to my dad, because when you deal with those kind of situations, it's like, and you're a kid, it's like, hey, this, you're bad. If you tell this, you're bad. Like daddy's gonna be mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you nasty. So you a kid, you don't want to tell anybody. But I think the thing that helped me out mostly, because he mentioned something about church. I did not go to the church and the preacher said, heal, heal, heal. That's a lie. That is totally not true. But I did go to church. I was a part of my teen ministry, Fellowship of Faith Church International, here in Atlanta, Georgia. Pastor Wayne C. Thompson, he just passed. Very, like, very family oriented place. I did go to Pastor Nelson and Pastor Wayne, and I had a talk with them, and they talked about forgiving your dad. And in order to get over, being bitter and being, like, really caught up in this, because some people, they flip out when things like this happen to them. But as a child, I grew up in teen ministry, and it kind of helped me. They talked about having a spirit of virtue. Of course, I was a virgin at 6 years old, but once that happened, like, of course I wasn't a virgin anymore. But they talked about, like, you still have a spirit of virtue. That was something that you could not handle. And I
Absolutely.
did talk to them, and I asked them, please don't tell my dad. And I
Mm-hmm.
know you think, like, man, the pastor, they supposed to tell your dad, but I said, please, this is me, because when I finally spoke with them, I didn't speak to them as a 6-year-old, y'all. I want y'all to get that straight. No, I'm not a 6-year-old, and I went, hey, let me go talk to my pastor. No, we had teen ministry at church. So now it's I'm 6 years old when this happens. I'm growing up, 7 years old, 8 years old, I'm getting older. Like, now I'm a teenager, and teenagers, we were able to, like, understand things a little bit more. Throughout that time, I was a church member, and I did go to church, and I knew who God was. So, like, I'm hearing things, and now I'm able to kind of speak up a little bit more for myself as a teenager. And that's when I was like, like, I need to, talk to some of my friends. Let me talk to my pastor about this, because I did not want to tell my dad, because I thought my dad would kill him, and I don't want to lose my dad. I don't want my dad to
Absolutely.
go to jail. I just threw my dad would kill him.
Absolutely.
So I didn't speak on this, and it's just sad that, like, these kind of narratives come out, and you can sit up here and talk. If you can sit up here and lie about this whole situation, my mind just says, what else can you lie about? You know what I'm saying? Because we talk, me and her talk, like, this is a moment we had. It was like,
I'm
Dad,
so
that's
sorry.
crazy.
I'm so sorry. That's
And
crazy.
for her to sit up here, like, Whatever issues her and Dwight have, yes. But Dwight has never been molested by his brother. That was my testimony. That was my story. And my brother actually is dead. He never went to jail. I believe, to me honest, I think karma can kind of take over. I definitely believe in karma. I definitely believe in the seeds that you plant. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that will come out in the end. And I think that was what his what he did. I think it took it to him to his grave, because I think he couldn't deal with it. And he knew that, you know what I'm saying? But I told my parents when I graduated from Fort Valley State University. Um, I went through college, played basketball, all that kind of stuff. I finally told my parents, um, but the year that I graduated, 2003, and I opened up and I told my dad. And my dad is a real. If you've met my dad before, because Royce has talked bad about my parents. It's one thing with her and Dwight, but she's talked bad about my parents. She's talked bad about myself. And I think really we really tried to, like, kind of be a bridge in this situation with her and Dwight, because sometimes both of them act childish. But we really tried to be a bridge within the situation to kind of like, let's gap this together. We got to be able to come together some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Dwight's gonna make his decisions, but like Royce is the type person, like somebody, and I'm not just gonna say Royce, because I see a lot of women making comments, like, you a woman, how could you just let some people you cannot just have a talk with and get through situations, especially when money is involved. You got to go to court, because it's going to be your word against their word. And they're going to say, well, we didn't talk about it. We did talk about it. Well, we didn't do this. We didn't do that. And it's just going to go back and forth. This stuff is childish. So, yes, they just started going to court because at that point, like they couldn't get along. They couldn't do things the correct way. So now you got the parents in the middle trying to bridge these gaps. And for her to talk about my parents, like, and my parents in this community in Atlanta, Georgia, my dad them live in Athens right now. Very well respected people. You know what I'm saying? My mom, very well respected person. Like, yes, parents are gonna, like, go to bat for their kids. But I can tell you this thing right here: if if Tashonda Howard, or if Dwight Howard or Jahazia Howard is doing something wrong and they're not supposed to be doing, and it's out of line, then I guarantee you my parents gonna call you on it. They are gonna call you on it. So for her to come out with this narrative that my brother was molested, I was molested, and then the only reason it came out because my brother got molested for my brother went to jail. My brother never went to jail. This was kept. This was within the family. That happened to me, and I'm strong enough. I went through it, and I'm able to talk to other young ladies about it. So I don't have a problem with doing that. That's my testimony, and I'm telling you, like, the more I am able to speak up to other young ladies or men or whoever that has gone through this situation, the stronger it makes me. So no, this didn't break me that you got on social media and lied. Dwight never got molested. Yes, my brother, he did not. He did do this to his daughter. It's horrible, and it has made I think a gap between me and my niece. But my brother died. I think karma caught up with him. I don't want to see anybody die. I don't want to see. I don't like to see people die. But I think that because of what he did, you know what I'm saying? I forgave him, but I never forgot. And I didn't like to be around him. Dwight was never around him. Dwight didn't grow up in the house with him. Like I said, he went back to New York after that summer. He went back to New York, and it didn't really come up to after I graduated. I told my parents after I graduated college, Fort Valley State University. So you can imagine how many years my mom told me your dad was like pissed. Your dad was like livid.
What you've actually been through is so horrible, and you're so strong. I would have never known, Tootie. That actually is a one of the huge problems that can happen in a broken home. Your father has a child at 14. Your brother grows up without you guys. He leaves him home with you, and y'all don't have that that relationship of growing up together. And so that these boundaries get crossed, and it ruins your life, and it's hard for you to recover from. But you've done it masterfully. You work with children. You pour
Yeah.
into them. I'm sure you make their lives better for it. And even now, that trauma gets reawakened when you confide in someone, and then they don't they break that confidence you had in them. And so that's
Right.
another exposure. And then it's online, and now you're having to kind of expose a trauma that maybe you weren't prepared for, and yet you still are strong.
Yeah.
I got so much respect for you right now. I never knew you're a mighty woman. Um, I want to say after hearing what you said, even if Royce said this by mistake, it's unfair. It is weaponizing your trauma. Even if it was Dwight's trauma, it'd be wrong to say. And things get like that when you're going at it. And I guess she was there with him, and they're going at it. But a lot of people get hurt in the process, and I'm sure she's learned that. I did get word that she wants to talk with you. Would you be okay with her coming up and speaking with you, and y'all kind of handle that here, or
Coming up,
are you
where's
ready for that
Atlanta?
yet? If she wanted to come on the panel right now and talk with you, would you be okay with that? Was that something you'd be comfortable with? I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I know you're sharing how you feel in your story, but she's heard what you were saying and she wanted to speak with you about it or be able to share her side with you. If you're not comfortable with that, we won't do that here. We'll give you time. Yes, ma'am. I certainly can hear you.
So Miss T Howard got on social media, talked about her situation with the father that she had that's no longer living, and the situation that Royce had described, where had told us about her and the white man. She called Royce a lie. She pretty much said that he didn't do nothing to the white. I don't know how true that is. I'm not here to dispel her story because it's her story. I'm just saying at a time where she is discussing, she is depicting what the the relevance of her story is what was going on in that house when the child was a little boy, a little baby, and he having bruises or doing the things that he was doing in the tub. She equated that with the nanny that was there, whichever nanny it was, the first one or the second one. But however, she equated it to what she was saying, how I took it. She was saying is y'all let that go on back then. Who's to say y'all didn't let that go on when it was happening to her child? That's my point. That's what I got out of it. She did not say anything that she wasn't supposed to say. Whether if it was a conversation that was had between her, okay, that was had between her and a friend. The girl said, "Well, we were friends, and I had confided in her, and she had confided in me about some stuff. Whether that was the truth, or and you said that that was the truth, so you were molested. Nobody said nothing. Y'all kept it to yourselves." And she was like, she's not doing it. And I agree with her. There's nothing wrong with what she said, what Roy said. There's nothing wrong with what the lady said. Do I believe that everything Roy said was a lie? No. I believe she used that as an equation of to equate it with what was going on with them back in the day. Now, did the daddy do the son? I don't know. That's not for me to say yes or no. But what I do believe is that y'all are coming forth to say these things to dispel what she's saying. No, the man is not taking care of did not take care of none of those kids. He wanted to take the majority of the kids away from the mama. The two that I feel like he wanted was the oldest boy, but the oldest boy did not want to be. He don't want to have shit to do with it. So all I'm saying is, from the we gonna get off into the video in the next clip. Let's get it. Let's go.
You telling me to talk in a calm voice?
I'm telling you yes to talking in regular person. I'm telling you, as your father, you don't tell your father how to parent a child.
I'm not trying to tell you how to parent a child, but from what I've seen and how other people treat their children, you're doing horrible right now.
Okay, Braylon. How do you know when you're not here, Braylon?
I'm not just talking about them. I'm also talking about me.
Braylon, you're not here.
Okay.
So what are you talking about?
No. So you're telling me.
What are you talking about? What am I doing that's so wrong, Braylon?
Are you gonna let me talk?
What am I doing that's so
Are you gonna let me talk?
You blaming everybody else.
I'm not. Who else am I blaming? There's no one.
What is the problem?
The problem is, before you sit over here and try and make a good relationship and gaslight me about everything else that I ask you about, you actually got to talk to me like an actual man, because you're not doing that.
Braylon, you talk to me like a man.
That's what I'm doing.
What you're talking about, talking like a man. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're just talking.
Okay.
Happy Father's Day. I caught the big fish.
That was one of Oklahoma City's
And I love you.
sequences.
And I love you.
Moving short with drivers.
Bye.
And look right through me. Walk right by me.
Okay, we're gonna eat in 2 seconds. Tell me about Maureen. You like Maureen? Why? 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 What happened? How did she hit you? Where did she hit you? Baby, where did she hit you? Why? Why?
Disrespectful.
You telling me to talk in a calm voice?
I'm telling you yes to talking in regular person. I'm telling you, as your father, you don't tell your father how to parent a child.
I'm not trying to tell you how to parent a child, but from what I've seen and how other people treat their children, you're doing horrible right now.
Okay, Braylon. How do you know when you're not here, Braylon?
I'm not just talking about them. I'm also talking about me.
Braylon, you're not here.
Okay.
So what are you talking about?
No. So you're telling me.
What are you talking about? What am I doing that's so wrong, Braylon?
Are you gonna let me talk?
What am I doing that's so
Are you gonna let me talk?
You blaming everybody else.
I'm not. Who else am I blaming? There's no one.
What is the problem?
The problem is, before you sit over here and try and make a good relationship and gaslight me about everything else that I ask you about, you actually got to talk to me like an actual man, because you're not doing that.
Braylon, you talk to me like a man.
That's what I'm doing.
What you're talking about, talking like a man. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're just talking.
Okay.
Happy Father's Day. I caught the big fish.
That was one of Oklahoma City's best sequences.
And I love you.
Moving short with drivers.
Bye.
And look right through me. Walk right by me.
Okay, we're gonna eat in 2 seconds. Tell me about Maureen. You like Maureen? Why? 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 What happened? How did she hit you? Where did she hit you? Baby, where did she hit you? Why? Why?
So, guys, y'all, I am listening to the way Superman talked to his son, and all that young man was saying, now you're gonna have to talk to me like a man. That's all I heard him say. You're gonna have to talk to me like a man. That young man is saying, I'm a man now. I'm 17 years old. I see how you did my mama. I feel the way I feel every bit of how you treated my mom. Now I'm finna treat you. I'm finna drag you. I'm finna let my mama do what she need to do in order to get my money from you. That's what he's telling him. He's saying I don't F with you no more, dude. I see the way you treated these kids that you created with these women. This young man sees what his daddy has done. He's seen how you have taken advantage of his mama. You have taken advantage of his grandmother. You have taken advantage of him. You have taken. You have not kept him in the lifestyle which you are privy to yourself because of your talents. You have kids. My thing is, you do have kids. And those kids deserve to stay in the lifestyle that you are afforded yourself. Now, the mama, she just benefits. But these mamas are taking care of your kids. So my thing is, while you was stopping they bags, because yes, they were benefiting, but they were working. She was already a working dancer. When she got involved with you, yes, it enhanced her portfolio, but she got there on her merits. So where did her stuff started drying up at? I'll tell you. Because the man with the most money was able to do those and talk to those women the way he was doing. Do those women the way he was doing. He was enabled to help to destroy those women. To me, that's how I feel. He destroyed those women. He knew what he was doing. So when the sister come out and, yeah, we know you gonna try to come out and try to debunk some of these things that this girl said, but why? But why? Why not get on the phone and talk to Royce? Why not talk to your nephew mama? This your nephew mama. You can't get on the phone and talk to that girl. You can't call her up on the phone. Yeah, y'all in cahoots with each other. Kevin talking about, well, she's willing to be on the phone with you. Yeah, it cut off then. Yeah, you know why? I don't think, and if she do get on the phone with Royce, what the conversation is going to be like. What can you say? What the F can you say? Because she done been through all this stuff with your brother. Your brother, then things didn't happen on his watch. You tried to convert those women. You wanted them to sleep together. You wanted the baby mamas to sleep together, have polygamous. It's just so many things that I believe. It's so many things about 2020 that came out that I believe. You can't tell me that this woman is sitting up lying about everything that she said. There is not a way. And her story has never changed. When she went to Vlad, when she went to these other podcasts, her story has never changed. None of the dates, none of the times, none of the nothing, none of the players, all have moving parts. So, let's get off into another video. We're going to talk more about this, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. We're going to talk about this down off in the comments a little bit more. I am up editing videos. Let's get it. Let's go. Until next time, my empty nesters and nesters. Peace, y'all.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Casey and I'm sipping this tea. Let's go back just a little bit. Remember Royce? She told us so much about Dwight Howard, and I always wondered if he had something to do with his own son. And we never paid no attention. We always talked shit about Royce, and we never paid no attention. So I wonder if he actually came out because of his son. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Casey and I'm sipping this tea. Let's go back just a little bit. Remember Royce? She told us so much about Dwight Howard, and I always wondered if he had something to do with his own son. And we never paid no attention. We always talked shit about Royce, and we never paid no attention. So I wonder if he actually came out because of his son. Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Casey.